This video is directed specifically at channels who have in the past spoken out for support of freedom of speech here on YouTube in some way, shape or form. Those who have mobilized the community in support against a false flagging attack or a false DMCA attack against their own channel or against somebody else's channel. And specifically, this goes out to those big channels that can really mobilize the masses into supporting an initiative that they started in the past. You know who you are. And I would like to ask you, personally, what would lead you to fail to support another person's initiative to try and to get YouTube to start putting their money where their mouths are, to start honoring what they are saying in their community guidelines, where they say that they do support freedom of speech and they do defend people's rights to state opinions that are unpopular. What would cause you to fail to support such an initiative? Please answer that question, because I'm not getting it. You see, I can understand when you think that an initiative is pointless. It won't work. If that's what you think, then fine. Prove it by showing support for the initiative, by giving the initiative some exposure on your channel, so that then later on, when it has all failed and it has all fallen flat on its face, that you can say, I told you so. That is a valid response to an initiative if you think that it's pointless and it's not going to work. But don't just sit there blanking an initiative and simply not doing anything about it. Or do you think that the person starting the initiative isn't important enough on this site? Then maybe you should stop for a moment and start thinking about the fact that the person starting the initiative is not important. It's the initiative that has to take center stage here. So tell me, as one of the big YouTubers, one of the people who makes this site what it is, do you think that an initiative, no matter how ill-advised, no matter how pointless, no matter how doomed to failure, to improve YouTube's track record on freedom of speech, why such an initiative is not worthy of your attention? Please explain. Because I am not getting it, and I'm sure quite a few of my subscribers aren't getting it. The same goes for an argument of personal dislike. Is there anything about me or about Frank that you don't like? What has that got to do with this initiative? What has that got to do with the validity of what we're trying to achieve here? That everybody who posts their opinions on YouTube should be free to do so, and that the abuse of the false flagging system, of the false DMCAs, has to stop, and that it is YouTube's responsibility to do something about their procedures that are clearly full of loopholes, that these people who abuse those systems are gleefully exploiting. So you don't like me as a person. Perhaps that's true. What has that got to do with the validity of what I'm trying to achieve here? The same goes to all those religious people that I have been trying to contact so far, that have asked, begged to nail their colors to the mast. Are you for or against free speech across the board? Don't get hung up on the fact that I happen to be an atheist, because this initiative has nothing to do whatsoever about religion. I do not mention religion in it. Religion is not important. This is about freedom of expression on this site. Like I've said already, and I will not stop pointing this out, YouTube do commit to protecting freedom of speech. So let's start shouting at them until somebody hears us. And whether you are a Christian or a Muslim or one of the big YouTube channels, I simply see no good reason why you could not support that initiative. The final possible cause, the final possible excuse that I could think of is that you don't have enough time. You don't have enough time. You do not have enough time to sit in front of your PC and create a 2-second video doing nothing other than naming the site http://www.censortube.eu. You do not have the time of day to produce that, which will take all of 30 seconds, and to upload it, which will probably take less than that. You don't have the time for that. And I am to believe that. Sorry if I sound fed up. Sorry if I sound angry. Sorry if I sound upset. But if there's one thing that's going to kill this initiative, then it's apathy. And I am not going to accept apathy for a reason for this to fail. Oh yeah, and Happy New Year.